The next one I want to look at are questions where they're saying x plus 2 all squared. Okay? X plus 2 all squared. Now, the squaring suggests that you're squaring everything within the brackets, doesn't it? And again, there's two ways you can do this. The first way is to expand them and say, I've got two of these. Okay? Everybody's happy that what you've got there is what you've got up there. That's just expanding it out. You're okay with that? I just need to see some nods if you do, or shakes of the head if you don't. And then, just like we did on the previous page, you could do it this way, using FOIL, or you could do it this way, I'll just call it using the arrows, and you'd be able to solve that. You could solve it that way, couldn't you? Okay, so you could solve using FOIL, or you could solve using, I think, I'll just call them arrows, but you know what I'm getting at. Is everybody comfortable you could solve that? Yep? Terrific. Another way that you can go about it is what we call perfect squares. Perfect squares are this. It's perfectly squared. This expression here is perfectly squared. Yeah? It's perfectly squared. X plus 2 all squared. And I'll show you probably a shortcut of doing this. Okay? A shortcut way of doing this is to say you want to square the first value. So we would square x. Yeah? You're right with that? We want to square the second value. That's plus 2. We want to square that. And we want to times everything in there by 2. So we want to times 2, positive 2, by x, and times that by the other value being 2. Alright, so we've then got an expression which says x squared plus 2 times x plus 2 plus 2 squared. We're timesing these middle values by 2 because we'll be doing it twice. It's telling us we're doing it twice. It's up there. So x squared, what's 2 times x times 2? Try and do it in your head, I might ask you. 2 times x times 2. What would that be, Jared? 4x, good. 4x plus 2 squared is 4. We can't simplify that any further, can we? What I'm suggesting to you is if you use the perfect squares, it's a lot shorter. You've got that many calculations. Let's do the same calculations using our arrows. X plus 2 all squared would look like this, wouldn't it? X plus 2, x plus 2. Everyone happy with that? Okay. If we did our arrows, we'd go x times x is x squared. Our arrows plus 2x. Our arrows is plus 2x. Our arrows is plus 4. Equals. That means it would be x squared, 2x plus 2x is 4x, plus 4. Same answer? Yeah? If we did it FOIL, for those people that are happy with FOIL, x plus 2, x plus 2, we'd have first, outers, inners, and last. And when we collect like terms, we get x squared plus 4x plus 4. Again, same answer, same answer. So there's been there. There's ways of doing this which is more than one. What I'm trying to show you, I think, is a lot shorter. So I'll propose this formula for you that you might put in your glossary. That if you've got a number added to another number and it's all squared, you square the first number, you times all the numbers inside by 2, 2 times A, 2 times B, and then you're squaring the last value. I'm going to do another example. Okay, are there any questions so far? I know some of you are still waking up, but are there any questions? It's probably hurting the brain a little bit. A plus B, what did I do? I got the first value and I squared it. That's there. I got the last value, plus 2, and I squared it. And then I multiplied all the digits together within here, and then multiplied it by 2 because there's 2 of them. See, there's 2 here, and there was 2 here. It's just one less step in order to solve a problem. I'll pick out a question. I'll pick out a question which is x plus 4 all squared. X plus 4 all squared. Okay, Jess Manners, what's the first thing I would square? Good stuff, I would square the x. Jess Searle, what would I do next? Times everything inside by 2. Excellent. So I'm going to plus 2 and I'm going to times everything by that. And then, Jared, I'm going to square the 4. Plus 4 squared. Where do I get all my pluses from? Well, they're within here. I'm going to plus 2, so everything stays positive. I'm going to collect like terms. 2 times x times 4, Cam, is 8x. 2 times 4 is 8x plus 16. Now, as teenagers, you like to do things quickly rather than slowly, and this is a quicker way, so you should actually enjoy this. Sort of. 2x plus 2, all squared. How would I go about this? It's the same process. Just because there's a number out the front of the 2, I square that whole thing. Plus times, as Jess said, everything by 2. So 2x times 2, and then I square the last digit. What would 2x all squared be, Toby? 4x squared. I'm squaring the 2 is 4, and I'm squaring the x, or the unknown, so that comes out to be 4x squared. Okay? What do I do in here, Shayla? I'll give you the one on here. What shall I do with these?
2 times 2x.
Yep, 2 times 2 times 2x. We can solve all those 2's. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Good girl. Is 8x. And 2 squared, we should know, is 4. We can't solve that anymore. It's as simple as it can go. So, green group particularly, because I'm going to let you go in a sec, is there any questions with that? It's sort of a shortcut way of achieving that. Any questions? Now for blue group, some of you are up to here and some of you are about to get up to here. This is called the difference of 2 squares. Okay? And this is exactly as Jared Ireland asked. He said, what if there's a take sign in there? So what if instead of x plus 4 it was x take 4? Well, it's not very complicated. Alright? It's not very complicated at all. Again, what we do is we square this first digit and we square the last digit, but on this occasion it's -4 all squared. Okay? So we squared the first one, we squared the last one. Instead of adding 2 and then timesing it by everything, adding 2 and timesing it by everything with inside, what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 and times it by everything inside. Okay, so we're going to be left with that. Is that okay so far? So the only thing really that has changed a great deal is just this bit here. But there are some sign issues that we've got to think about. That's the only confusing bit, probably. X squared, can we do anything with that? stay the same. Here we've got minus 2 times minus 4. Positive 8. With our x, 8x, so positive 8x. Yeah. What's negative 4 all squared? Is negative 4 times negative 4. Negative and a negative is a positive. 4 times 4 is 16. You're left with that. So the only slight edit in this is about looking at this stuff. Instead of the add 2 times everything within there, you're just taking 2 times everything that's in there.
What happens if they've got negative sign before brackets?
Then that changes it all up. So the rule for this one is where a take b all squared, okay, it is to square the a, to square the negative b, and then to take 2 times what's in the middle.